I can't even work out against the best players because of COVID. I go to Sacramento, I get COVID. Now they cut their G League team, so now I'm a free agent. So now in my head, I'm getting mad. Like, is this even a reality or not? What's going through your head?
But that was the start of a tough ass time for me. Like, I really hit depression.
You are not watching Best of View TV.
What's good? We got on BestsPointOfViewTV today.
QRose.
QRose. All right. So for people, this might be the first time hearing about you. Tell them who QRose is.
Basketball player from Rochester, New York. From the Bishop Kearney.
All right. Talk about life growing up in Rochester for you. How was it?
It was lit for me. I grew up going to the Girls Club. After that, I was going to IB for a little bit. I feel like that was really nice, but it was lit, bro. I was having fun, playing sports, doing what I wanted.
Right. Right. Was basketball your first sport you played? Was like that your first love?
No, it was football.
Football, right?
Yeah.
So at what age did that transition over to basketball?
Probably like 11, 12. I knew like basketball probably would have been for me, but like football was still funny.
It was still fun.
So then once I had my growth spurt,
it was over.
I was like 14.
Right.
Once I had the growth spurt, it was over.
Was you better at basketball, but like football more? You know, sometimes I like this sport, but I'm better at this sport.
Yeah, I think it was kind of even for real.
Right. So at one point, cause I'm not gonna lie, I never heard about you playing football. It's always been basketball since it was like since I heard about you as a kid.
I might have been better at basketball.
So boom. So boom. Talk about when you first started to know like, all right, I'm actually kind of nice. You feel me? Especially 12, 13, 14. You're like, I'm one of the best in the town.
I ain't gonna lie, I knew I was nice before that in basketball.
Why you say that?
Because like, for example, when I first played at the Girls Club, I was like one of the youngest niggas. We was playing biddy. I was like one of the youngest in the draft, bro. And I was like I was the first pick. Like,
first pick, right?
Yeah, we played for like 10, 15 minutes, and they had to choose like 10 minutes.
Right.
I don't know what we do.
Right.
And I was the first pick. I was like 7 at the time.
7 years old.
Yeah.
How'd you get into basketball so early? Cause you know at 7 you still trying to like find a way to shoot. Like,
I don't know, bro. I always had like Fisher pipe hoops in my room and stuff.
Right.
I always watched basketball growing up. But like that wasn't even. I was like, shooting and stuff.
Five.
Yeah.
Was you a good shooter back then? Because sometimes it's like people gonna get to the rim.
When I was younger, I was a shooter.
You was a shooter. I ain't gonna lie. So as you got older and stuff like that, your name starts to get mentioned as some of the like one of the best in the rock. Talk about how that feels.
It felt good. I ain't gonna lie. Like at the time, it was dope. But I looking back, I wish like, it wasn't like that. I wish that I had to like work a little bit harder for that title.
Right.
Because once I got out of Rochester, stuff wasn't the same. Yeah, the competition went up, but it wasn't to the point where I struggled or anything. It was just like an eye-opener.
Yeah. So before we get to out of town, I'm gonna stick to the town, right? Talk about some of your best moments, like as growing up in middle school. What's the most points you scored in a game, or even high school? Like you was playing varsity by the time you was like 8th grade, 9th grade, freshman year.
One of my most memorable.
This is middle school. This year.
That's tough. I used to do a lot of buckets.
I
did y'all dirty in middle school.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, we played them. Was that 8th grade? Yeah. Dale Body was on the team. I remember that. Yeah, that was 8th grade. Reggie was on the team.
Yeah, Reggie, Jason, all that.
But no, that wasn't one of my best games. I just tried to do it. My best middle school game was probably be 8th grade AAU when we played King James in Cleveland, Ohio.
Right.
We was at the King James tournament and we played against King James too.
Talk about that moment, like you finally like you've been playing roster competition. You know, roster we all gonna play the same people over and over and over again. So you feel like you dominate there. But then you go play in Ohio. Talk about like that transition. Was that different? Like what is life like on the road as a basketball player? Because
it wasn't really different from basketball at the end of the day.
Right.
3-point line the same.
Right.
The same. I wasn't really tripping on that.
What about as far as playing in a different city? Because you know when you play in Rochester, you can play Saturday, Sunday, and go right back home. You gotta go to the hotel. You gotta bond with your teammates. How's that?
No, that was the funnest part, honestly. Like, we just gotta win. We going to the hotel to chill.
Right.
My whole team. That was dope.
Talk about some AAU moments too, cause I know like when I be thinking back in it, I be like, damn, I miss AAU, like the hotel, just the road trips, the teammates, the bonds. Talk about some of the fun moments.
Playing Westchester Knicks, that was probably the funnest time I had. That was 6th through 8th grade. That was the funnest time I had playing basketball. All of them, we still all cool.
Right. Talk about some of your teammates, because they might not remember, because back then we didn't really have footages.
Yeah, so teammates that you would probably know. Josh Mack,
yes.
played football, you know him. Dallas Sanchez, the artist.
Yeah.
He was nice before I rap, he was a hooper, bro. Keith McGee, Moyo, Karen, you know Karen? Lefty with the U-Prep.
Oh yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, we was nice, bro. We was loaded. But we was just, we was going on the road, getting wins, having fun.
Right.
We was being shorties.
That's definitely good. That's fire. So I ain't gonna lie. So now it's like, okay, I really want to take basketball serious. You know, everybody said they want to be a basketball player. But what are you doing differently back then to make yourself stand out? Like, are you putting extra hours in the gym? Are you waking up in the morning? You know, everybody got that NBA dream. I want to make it to NBA, but they're not putting that hard work in to get there.
In high school, well, from 8th grade to 12th grade, I was really locked in with basketball. Like, I was having my fun as a high schooler, but like, I was sacrificing sleep. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, you got to.
I would be up till like midnight. I'd be waking up the next morning at 5 doing workout before school. Shout out to my pops, because he used to get up every morning and work out with me before school. Me, him, and my brother. So once I started doing my routine, I started seeing stuff become easier, and I started seeing results. So I was just locked into that. Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie, I'm one of them players that I would say, like, I thought I worked hard at basketball, but it's like maybe I was doing the wrong workout. What were some of the workouts you were doing to put yourself in a better position as a basketball player?
I ain't even gonna lie, I don't remember what I was doing for real. That was so long ago, but I mean,
like, what type of drills would you recommend the youth to do? Because you feel me, a lot of these kids got basketball dreams, but they doing the same thing over and over again. That might be building a bad habit sometimes. Sometimes you gotta break out that bad habit and work on this and work on that.
Yeah, it's different for everybody. Everybody gotta work on something different for me. So I don't really. It's nothing I can really say like work on this specifically or do this specific drill, because everybody play differently.
Right.
Everybody need to work on different stuff. But like, you do need your basic basketball skills, your handle tight, gotta be able to make the layup, be able to shoot, stuff like that.
Alright. So as you getting older and stuff, you getting a growth spurt, right? I always hear the taller you get, the stronger you get, your shot starts to change. And you say you were shooting that since like the age of 5, right? Did you have to go through that adjustment where you had to relearn how to shoot again and like learn how to handle? Because now you're taller and stuff like that. It's not the same.
The handle part wasn't hard. It was just like, alright, give me the dribble, you feel me? Work on that. But the shooting, bro, I struggled with the shooting part for some years. I ain't gonna lie. Like, once I started like growing and being athletic, you feel me? I was dunking, so like, I wanted to dunk.
Yeah, you didn't want to dunk.
I wasn't thinking about shooting, so I'm passing up open threes just to go try to dunk. Like, and that was, I feel like I'm not gonna say every, a lot of hoopers go through that. Like, once they start dunking, that's all they want to do.
Yeah, because that's when to get a highlight, when to get the crowd hype.
That's just getting all the attention. Like, nobody think about their jump shot. But I mean, that's really the only. That's the only way I really struggled. Like, I don't think it was never like my shot had to change. But I think it was just that I wasn't shooting it enough. I wasn't getting confident shooting. I just wanted to get to the basket.
Talk about that as you getting older and better, you playing better competition, stuff like that. How you go about picking when to shoot and when not to shoot? Because at the same time, you feel like in the basketball player here, you feel like you can make any shot you take. But then you got to think about you got 4 other teammates on the court. What do you know? Like, how do you pick about, all right, maybe go to the rim on this play, shoot on this play? How you go about picking that out?
It's all just reading the defense. Really reading the whole defense. I don't really, if I'm guarding one-on-one, I feel like I can get the shot that I want at the time. It's all about reading the help. Like, if the man come out, step up to help him, then I got to dump it off. I pick it to my teammate who opens. But it's really all just reading
defense, right? And what about learning to change the pace of the game? Because I feel like something a lot of players struggle at is they might play too fast or they might play too slow. They don't know how to change the play. They don't know how to adjust. How did you learn about dealing with that?
There's really no secret to it. You just gotta go through it. Once once you go through it and learn what you're going through, you'll see if you need to slow down, speed up, or if you gotta do both, just at different times for me. I think that's where I'm falling out.
So now I want to say you in high school, you playing at BK. Talk about you winning championship your freshman year. You playing with Chinoso, you playing with Thomas Bryan, you playing with Antoine Anderson. I think Kels was on that team.
Kels came the next year.
Yeah, Kels came the next year. But there was a lot of like talented players on that team. Talk about winning a ring on that team.
Winning a ring on that team, that was tough. That was my first time ever having to like take a different role. Like I wasn't the main scorer on that team.
Right.
Like 14 years old. You feel me? So I had to learn how to lock up, pass the ball, run the offense, stuff like that. So I think it was beneficial for me in the long run. And at the time it was beneficial. I was having mad fun. I'm 14
right.
with 18-year-olds
That's
all
a
the
fact.
time. Like I was doing my thing. And we won the state chip.
Right.
So, and our girls team won the state chip.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That was dope, bro. That was one of the finest moments.
Talk about being like you 14, right? You used to be in the star player, the best in your age bracket and stuff like that. And like you just said, you took a different role. How's that mentally for you? Because you know, like in your head, like I've been scoring, like I'll go back to JV right now and dominate. But you gotta be on the bench watching these people in front of you.
It was tough because, like you said, I knew I could have won the JV and dominated, but I was still getting in. Like I was playing in the varsity game, so like that was enough for me. Like, y'all do all that scoring on JV, I'm getting in on varsity.
Right.
It was fire though, bro. Like all my bros coming to my games, you feel me? Like I don't know, I enjoyed it.
Right.
Like being the youngest on the court, like I took all that and I enjoyed it.
What made you even go to BK? Because I feel like that's a school a lot of people. Because you could have probably went to different schools in Rochester. Being that's a private school, you chose BK.
That's all my parents. I ain't have no say.
Yeah, no say.
I have no say. But I was about to leave going into my junior year. I was looking at a couple prep schools, but at the time, like prep school wasn't like, you feel me? It wasn't as popular as it is now.
Right.
I ignored some of the signs that I should have went. But looking back, I probably would have went to a prep school.
Why you feel like, what's the pros or cons of going to a prep school?
I feel like for me, it was like I got accustomed to playing against the same competition. So like my game wasn't really elevated. I was getting better, but it was like
You already know, yeah.
I didn't have to work hard. Like, I could take days off and stuff like that.
Right.
Whereas if I went to a prep school, like my younger brother do, like I just seen him get like so much better within a year just because
By playing better competition, yeah.
every single day in practice.
Right.
So looking back, I definitely would have went to a prep school.
So would you recommend kids like from the town to go to child prep schools?
Not all of them. It depends. Like I said, every kid's situation is different. So it'll be different for all kids. I don't really.
So talk about your high school, like your high school career. I think you finished as one of the #1 scorers in BK, like top 5, I think.
I think so. I don't even remember. I know I got 1,000 though.
Talk about how scoring 1,000 in BK history, because a lot of great hoopers came out of there, even way before our time.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like we do all-time tournament and nobody messing with us. I just want to put that on the record.
All-time tournament?
All-time tournament, nobody. He's got a chance though. He's tough, don't get me wrong. He's nice, bro. But nah, I'm not
I gotta think about that. I ain't gonna hold you.
Scoring 1,000 high school, it really wasn't, like, I had 4 years to do it, you feel me? A lot of people do it in 3, so it wasn't really like, I looked at it as an accomplishment, but I just also looked at it like, obviously I'm gonna do it. I'm playing all these minutes. I had to. It's
right.
But you feel me? I was grateful for it. Thankful for all that. Yeah,
talk about your most memorable like moment during high school, your high school career.
I got a couple.
Cause I ain't gonna lie, the one that comes to my mind is against us. Cause I was there is when you ducked down Steve in front of us.
That's my bro.
That's my boy too. That's my boy. But like you have it actually your profile picture and everything.
I hate how to be here. But most memorable, I got a couple. Winning the state chip, honestly, that's #1. Strictly because like our girls just won, like I said.
Yeah.
Names at our game. Like,
right.
Real enough song, you feel me? I was fire. Like, that was dope. But another one, probably senior year, I caught it between the legs in the game. Never forget that. And then, we was at this tournament in Elmira, and me and my son BK. I threw him a lob for the game. We was down 1.
Right.
No, it was either down 1 or it was tied. I don't remember, but I threw this man a lob from half court at the buzzer, and he dunked it. But like whole time, when I'm watching the film, it looked like the lob was about to go in. He still put it like,
Put it down.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll give him that bucket. I'll take the assist. But I feel like I was about to
Yeah, put out your bucket. So let me ask you this, because new recruit media came, I want to say like 2015, like towards the end. Do you feel like if platforms like new recruit media and Top Flight would have came out in middle school, that would have gave like players more exposure as far as the rock? Because I feel like growing up, we used to watch Balls in Life. We used to watch Balls in Life and all that junk on the thing, and these players used to look so nice to us. But you go see them players like, all right, they cool, but they as nice as they make it seem on the internet, and that helped boost their career. I feel like.
Yeah, no, I definitely think so. But we also gotta look at the other side with it, like that. This whole social media era, like the videos, the Instagram, all that stuff. It has ups and downs. Like I feel like now a lot of players do stuff for highlights.
Right.
They play for the highlights. So
Right.
they get a video on us.
Right.
Back then we wasn't doing that. We was just hooping.
Right.
We didn't even think we was about to get it. Like
It was rare if you get a highlight, you get your own highlight
if you
tape.
get one, like yeah, cool. But we wasn't trying. Like
Right.
we wasn't shooting to get a highlight tape.
Right.
So I feel like that's the difference. But I feel like if you put us in this era now, I think it'll be good and bad, honestly.
I feel like it'll be good because I hope you guys get more scouts. Because I feel like once you get that highlight tape, you will get a future on Ball's life. You getting all these big like D1 schools looking at you now because they look at it like, okay, he could bring some. Like I know basketball is basketball, but at the same time it's business. They're trying to sell tickets at the same time, so they were trying to bring like a Kill Carr. Like think about it like that, bro. He was dominant in high school and stuff like that, but then like when he go play against like, not no disrespect to him, but when he go play against like NBA talent, he wasn't doing his thing as much as he was doing in them high school games. Like he looked great, like.
No, yeah, I definitely feel you on that one. I definitely feel you.
So now, at the high school, you getting a couple offers. Who else you got offers from besides Temple?
I had a lot, bro. I had like 30. I want to say like 36 when I cut my list down. But I ain't named all of them. But
Well, I know.
some of them, like Florida State, Miami,
Right,
Seton Hall, Rutgers,
right.
St. John's, the whole A10, the whole A10.
Right. And what made you go with Temple? Because you always hear, this coach did this and that. Like, what did he tell you that made you come out there?
Temple was one of the schools that didn't really like promise me nothing. You feel me? Like they didn't promise no playing time.
Right.
They didn't promise me that I was going to be a star. None of that. They just told me whatever work I put in when I got there, I was going to get an equal outcome. You feel me?
Right.
And then like I was rocking with that. But then like what really sealed the deal for me, my uncle had passed away like a month before I was ready to commit, or like a month or two. I wanted to commit in October, the beginning of October, and my uncle passed in August, the end of August. And one of my Temple coaches, like the one that was recruiting me, he basically just surprised me at the funeral. You feel me? Like he was going on a recruiting trip, but he like flew all the way to Buffalo, drove to Rochester, popped up at the funeral for like probably like 15 minutes, and then had to go.
And that mess with it to you.
And I'm like, man, like this
Right.
really some family shit.
Right.
I gotta be a part of that.
How important is a player and a coach relationship?
It's real important. I ain't gonna lie. Like if the like star, I don't want to say star player,
Right.
but like you feel me, like the captain and the coach got a good relationship, and on the same page. It's basically like having another coach on the floor.
Right.
Coach don't gotta do too much at that point. You got your captain coaching for you.
Do you feel like if you got a if the star player and the coach don't get too along, the team's gonna work out? Do you feel like that situation can work out like that?
I don't even want to say 50. More times than not. No, it's not. But it's possible that
Right.
it still work. But like more times than not.
Right.
Because like you gotta think like, especially like high school, college players still not really mature like that. So it's like they gonna do stuff out of spite just because they know the coach is gonna get under the coach.
Right. Right.
The coach gonna do stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't think they really.
I often hear sometimes they'll say like a coach can mess up a player's whole high school career as far as like recruiting goes, as far as like just playing time, like that can mess up. And I feel like that's happened to a lot of kids, or I've heard a lot of kids say that.
Yeah, that's a fact. It's not necessarily even the coach all the time. Like, I feel like some players on my high school team, if they wasn't on my team, they would have been like a household names. You feel me? Like in the time we would have really knew who they was. Like you take somebody like Sheldon Adams, he went to Bell State, but he was averaging like 30.
Yeah.
Light, bro.
Right.
I'm just like, bro, I've been knew he was nice. It's just the fact that our high school team, we was so deep.
Right. Right. It wasn't. It couldn't fit for him. Yeah.
From top to bottom, my high school team was really talented. Like All 4 years.
Some people that was in your team, because you might get a lot of credit, but they might not get the deserving credit they get. Like some players that was nice.
All right, so freshman year we already talked about that.
Right.
Too. Sophomore year was me, Ryan Carter, Stanley Foster, JoJo Dawes, and PK.
Okay, yeah.
That was our starting five. Then we had Nate Bradley coming off the bench, Ardell coming off the bench. Who else? I was our core right there. Sophomore year. Junior year, basically the same team, but JoJo wasn't there. And then Isaiah played varsity that year. Devin Green played varsity that year.
That's a talent team, yeah. I ain't gonna lie, I do got a kind of dope all-time team, low key.
We was loaded, bro. And then senior year, I feel like that's when we was the nicest. When we got Brian Fox, he came. Same team, basically. But yeah, but we just added these fives. It was nice, bro.
So, you said you committed to Temple and stuff like that. Talk about your freshman year at Temple.
Freshman year was fire. That first summer I struggled. Like, I couldn't get off in practice at all. Like, they was locking my shit up. But I don't know what it was. Whatever I was doing in high school, I was working at first. But once school started, I was valid. I was holding my own. Season came around, I was good. I got lucky. I ended up getting more playing time than I expected.
Right.
I was ran with opportunities for me. I was ready for it. But like school-wise, freshman year was freshman year was really life-changing, bro. I never just I went from going to school with max 300 students, you feel me?
Right.
To a school with 45,000 people.
Right.
Like,
all the way in Philadelphia, right? So, you go from you said this junk is easy, you could take days off, to everybody's good that's playing Division I basketball. How was that adjustment? Like, did you see yourself damn, bro, this just this shit is different?
Yeah, it was tough at first. It was real tough. But at the end of the day, there ain't too much you can do to control. Only thing you can do to change that is get in the gym.
Right. And you might be playing against a lot of players that do the same thing as you. Like you said, you was waking up at 5 in the morning to work out. Did you have to get a better workout experience out there? As far as okay, everybody here working out at 5 in the morning. I gotta wake up at 3 in the morning.
I need a muscle. Because I knew I was gonna be out, especially freshman year. I was gonna be out the room from 8 till 6 every day. So
right.
I needed my sleep. At 6 I'm not just about to go to the room. So I'm on the college campus, I'll do what I'm doing.
Right.
But I don't know what it was. I would work out after practice or before practice, but it was never no get up extra early.
Right.
I just that schedule I couldn't.
You couldn't do it because I ain't gonna lie, balancing work, schoolwork, college, and all that is kind of hard. Tight jump.
Once you get it though, you got it. But to get it is hard. Bro.
How did you stay disciplined? Because I ain't gonna lie, a lot of times you see players go to college freshman year, and then they just disappear. They just stop going.
I think it was how I was raised, bro. It was just certain things just didn't cross my mind to do. I seen a couple of my teammates do it. I would hear about people doing certain stuff. I don't want to
right.
into it. But I don't know. I think this is my family raised me the right way.
Right.
Certain stuff just never crossed my mind. Don't get me wrong, I wasn't perfect.
Right, yeah.
Certain mistakes I just wasn't making.
You learning from other people's mistakes and I ain't gonna make the same mistake. So talk about your most memorable moment freshman year.
26 on Florida State on Thanksgiving Day.
Right.
Never forget.
Now was your career high at that time?
At the time, yeah, because I was the 4th game of my career.
4th game of your career. So talk about you just got your first 3 games of the game. What put you in that mode where you said, bro, I'm feeling now. I'm 26. You feel me especially in the freshman year?
That was my first game that was nationally televised. That was my first ESPN game. And I didn't find out. I didn't find out it was on ESPN until
later on.
A couple hours before the game. But I don't know, bro. First game I was solid. I had 11. Second game, I don't even remember. I just know going into it, I was just solid. I didn't do nothing.
Outstanding, yeah.
And then that day, I don't know, bro. They got up early on us. It was up 20 in the first half. And my teammates was all older than me, but I don't know, bro. That day, shout out to them, but they was I don't think they wanted to play. I don't know what it was.
Probably y'all just came back from Thanksgiving break. Everybody.
No, it was actually, we didn't have no break.
Oh, y'all didn't have no.
We played on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh,
like,
they probably wanted to be home then. But you know, a lot of people are like, listen, yeah.
I don't know though, bro. Like something just kicked into my head. It was like it was kind of desperation, bro. We was down on Thanksgiving Day on ESPN.
Right.
No, we're not going out like this. I don't know. I started feeling good. Took a couple shots. Then my bro really took over in the second half. I don't know. We both went crazy that day though. That's when I knew like, yeah, we about to be nuts.
Right. Talk about that mindset as far as like, okay, we down, but like, we ain't gonna give up right now. Cause a lot of times I feel like when you watch basketball now, players not playing with their hearts out no more. Like they just playing to get by. Like as a fan, from a fan perspective, sometimes.
I feel like I watched too much college basketball growing up to give up on any game. Like,
right.
I done seen some crazy
comebacks, right?
I can't give up.
Right.
You never know that could be us. Like,
right.
That giving up stuff is never really a thing.
Did y'all finish with like a winning record that year?
My freshman year? Yeah.
Did I mean?
We finished with a winning record, but it was close to 500 though. It was we probably won like 1 or 2 more games than we lost.
And how were you feeling coming out of freshman season?
Freshman year, my confidence was on 1,000. I got invited to USA that summer. Like my confidence was on 100, bro. You couldn't tell me nothing. But like not on no cocky stuff though. Like, I put the work in.
You should. But that's the first thing. Like you gotta believe in yourself before others will. That's the only way you're gonna perform. So now going to your sophomore year, you kind of experienced your first year of college basketball. What's your mindset now like? What?
I ain't gonna lie, going into sophomore year, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get up out of school. Like I'm trying to get paid.
Right. Cause I see you had to clear for the draft, right?
Yeah, I did after my sophomore year.
Yeah, right.
Sophomore year was probably my best. Senior year was my best year, but like sophomore year was that year where I really took that leap. And I was hooping that year, bro. Real.
Right. So you decided to declare for the draft, but then you came back. Talk about what made you declare for the draft, and what some of the what were some of the things that coach was saying, like what some of the workouts that had you doing that made you say, all right, let me try this again in a couple years.
I declared for the draft, bro, but I knew my maturity wasn't there yet. Like I wasn't ready to like be a millionaire at the time.
Right.
No. And I knew that deep down, bro. So like unintentionally, I really didn't take it as serious as I should.
Right.
As I should have. And looking back, that probably hurt me. I don't really know. Like it probably did. I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, I learned a lot through that process. I got a lot. I took it back before I went for my junior year. It worked. Like for me, that next year, that was our most successful year.
Right.
We went to the tournament.
Right. Talk about making the March Madness tournament. Like that's something that everybody looks forward to playing in, like their environment. Like how was that feeling? Like I don't even know how many people are in attendance, but it's mad people. You got other college teams watching. You probably interact with other college. How was that whole environment for you?
Bro, that was the littlest basketball game I ever played.
I'm already knowing.
It was so crazy. And we played against a small school, but we played against Belmont. And so we lost too.
Right.
But like that game, bro, the energy, like it was so good. Like, I never played in nothing like it before. Like exactly how we see him on TV, bro. That shit is
but I'm
real,
already
that shit is real.
In that moment, are you getting distracted by things that's going on? Cause it's like you want to play basketball. All you hear is yelling. People got their signs.
At first, you do your call. Like when you walk on the court for warm up, you be like, damn, like, this shit is steep.
Right.
I look people in here, but like once the game started, once the tip off, like I don't be thinking about nothing but the court. I'm able to tune all that shit out.
Right. Do you have anybody ever tell you did crazy during the
Boy, what? They be violating, bro.
How do you like not respond back? Cause after a while, bro, it'll be like, bro, okay, so you can't check me. I'll be telling them all types of stuff.
Well, at the end of the day, it's like I know that. Like, I know this person in the crowd can do shit that I do.
Right.
So it's like, why would I even? I'm not about to give you my time.
Right.
Obviously, you trolling. I don't got time for that. And at the end of the day, it's a lose-lose for me because I respond. I'm gonna be the one that take the fall every time.
Right.
It's gonna possibly make the news or something.
Right.
So I'm not even about to. It's just at this point, it's just funny to me. Like
Right.
you're going that hard and you're not even playing.
Right.
It don't make sense.
Do people ever say anything like they go dig in to like your Twitter, your Facebook, and they say some personal shit to you while you playing? Or you never had that
bro.
moment?
One time, bro. Son, this shit killed me. One time we was playing at New Orleans, we played against Tulane, bro. And they got one of them college campuses that's lit, bro. So like, they fan club was rocking this day. It's like a random ass Sunday, bro. I think it was Super Bowl Sunday, if I'm not mistaken. And I'll come out to warm up, bro. Niggas got my prom picture, like me and my prom date, bro.
Yo, that's
holding it up. They blew it up, big ass picture, bro. I'm like, no way.
Nah, they didn't do that.
Like, the crazy thing is, me and her not cool, so like, I took all that off of my
the internet.
So I'm like, how do you even find this?
Nah, that's crazy, bro. That's to just show you what, once you put something on the internet, that junk up there forever. So you end up scoring 1,000 points at Temple. So let's talk about, like, again, you scored 1,000 points at Temple after doing 4 years, bro. A lot of people want to say they did that, but they can't say that. Like, you going down in Temple history.
No, that's a fact, man. Crazy thing is, I was supposed to 2,000.
2,000.
Yeah, our season got cut short.
Right.
Because of COVID.
COVID, right.
But scoring 1,000 in Temple, it was kind of the same thing, bro. Because, like, I knew it was inevitable because I was playing heavy minutes since I got there. So I'm like, it's only right. That wasn't really a comment. I was really shooting for that 2K, but I wanted that.
Right. Dang, you just mentioned that y'all season got cut during COVID. Talk about that, like, whole thing. Cause this year, senior year, you feel me? Like, this year, you probably get the chance to hoop the NBA players that, like, you don't really got no more year after this. Yeah. You ready to go to the league and shit, but they cut your season short because of COVID. How was that for you, bro?
I ain't gonna lie, that whole, like, from 2020, that whole COVID time from March to, I want to say, May, June, bro, that was the hard, like, that probably, them couple months probably messed me up the most, bro. Like, I ain't really, like, it wasn't no team workouts, bro. It wasn't no horseman tournament. It wasn't no nothing, bro.
Right.
No combine, nothing, bro.
And you probably couldn't hoop against people because they got everything closed down. Then you just scared of COVID.
Yeah, bro, that was the worst, bro. But when they cut the season off, I kind of knew it was gonna happen. We was in, I'll never forget, we was in Dallas for our conference tournament. We were supposed to play that Wednesday or that Thursday, and it was Wednesday, and the NBA shut down Wednesday night.
Right.
So I'm like, the NBA shut down, ain't no way we playing.
Right.
So like we all laughing, joking about it, like, damn, we finna, like, we
right.
not gonna hoop, like we all laughing.
Right.
So Thursday morning come, we getting ready for we had an early game, probably like 2 o'clock. So we eating breakfast, watching film, blah blah blah. I stayed after breakfast to talk to me and my coach was watching some extra film, talking and shit. This nigga goes. His phone started ringing, bro. He goes outside the room and has his phone. He came back, I could see it on his face. I'm like, yeah, we done, bro. Like, there's no way. I'm talking to my other teammate. I'm like, bro, we not. Like,
we not playing.
I can see it on his face.
Right.
He's like, damn, fella. Like,
so from there, you had to go back home and stuff, or did they make you?
We couldn't even leave though. Like, we had to stay the whole 24 hours in Dallas. Like, my whole family done popped out, so we didn't know what to do. So we ended up just going out in Dallas. Like,
right. Now that's crazy. Talk about how that affected you, like, as far as going to the NBA, as far as the NBA draft process. Do you feel like that hurt or helped?
Yeah, I feel like that hurt me a lot. I didn't get, like, see me, like, if I play against somebody that got, like, a big name, it's going to elevate my performance.
Right.
So, like, I needed that going into the draft. Like, I needed to go to workouts with some of these bigger name players. I needed to do all that. But I wasn't able to. Like, it wasn't no in-person workouts. Like, niggas was doing workouts on, like, virtually through Zoom.
What you mean, like, you was, like, shooting a basket?
It was set the camera up and, like, watch me work out by myself type shit.
I ain't gonna lie. I feel like kind of would hurt somebody because now it's like, anybody gonna be able to make shots if nobody did?
Myself,
yeah.
That's how they was looking at it. So I ain't had a chance to go against nobody, bro, like, at all.
All right. So then, the NBA draft coming around, your name is getting called. First talk about how that feels. Because I ain't gonna lie, when you looked at the thing, they were saying you might go mid-second.
Yeah. Honestly, bro, I feel like I honestly, genuinely feel like I would have, if I would have had the opportunity just to play against these players,
right.
Against them, but went undrafted. I signed
with the Kings.
Training camp contract with the Kings. I flew out there, bro. First day out there, I tested positive for COVID. So,
dang.
You feel me? So
right.
I can't even. It was me and another dude though, and so I couldn't even go to training camp, bro. Like, my tryout was cut. Like, it was over with. So I had to stay out there in the hotel for like 12 days. Just sitting in the hotel room, not doing nothing, bro. And then I came back. Then I was supposed to go with their G League team. They cut their G League team. Like, they didn't have a team that year. So now I'm just a free agent.
So what's your mindset like, bro? It's like, because I'm looking at it like, damn, I can't even work out against the best players because of COVID. I go to Sacramento. I get COVID. Now they cut their G League team, so now I'm a free agent. So now in my head, I'm getting mad. Like, is this even a reality or not? Like, what's going through your head?
But that was the start of a tough ass time for me. Like, I really hit depression, man.
I'm already knowing, yeah.
So that was the first. Like, I'm not gonna say that's the first time I faced adversity with ball, but like to that extent, bro, like that shit felt like it felt like there was no point in me even playing no more for a little bit. It's like, damn, I can't even get a fair chance.
Right.
The opportunity, like, damn.
Right.
But I stuck with it. Ended up just signing with the Knicks G League team.
G League. That first year you dealt with COVID too, because I was in the bubble era, right?
Yeah, I was in the bubble with. That's when I signed with them.
Right.
In the bubble.
So did you really get to play during that experience, and you don't think you got a fair chance either?
Mm-hmm. I only signed with them for a couple games.
Like the last couple games, right?
Yeah.
So boom. So what's your mindset now? Like, okay, I signed the Knicks. This is my chance to shine. I'm gonna show everybody like I belong to be out here. What's your mindset now?
Just keep working, bro. I ain't gonna lie, my mindset really didn't change. Just like control what I can control. Keep working, bro. And if I can't control it, I'm not stressing.
Right. Right. So talk about your time with the Knicks so far. How has it been? Like, talk about life as a G League player.
I've been rocking with it, bro. I rock with it a lot. Last year, I started off, I struggled a little bit, just adjusted to typical stuff. By the time I got comfortable, bro, I just had my career high. Like 2 games after that, I break my knuckles, bro.
Damn. That's the sort of stuff people don't see. Like, you start to dominate the game, you feeling your groove, then injury might come, something might throw you off, bro.
And then I'm out for 2.5, 3 months. Come back, now I'm really feeling good. Like, I was in the best shape of my life. I was with my legs just healthy. Like, I was good. Then, like, third last game of the season, I break my right wrist.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie.
I stuck it out, though. I finished the season.
Right.
Right. But the whole time I was supposed to go hoop in New Zealand, bro, for like 3 months. I was gonna get an extra go back over there. Right. But I couldn't go because
right. So let me ask you this. What made you go with the G League route instead of overseas? Because you often hear people go to the G League because it's close to the NBA, but overseas you're gonna get a better bag.
Yeah, overseas you get paid more than the G, but I feel like I belong in the NBA. Bro,
right.
So,
you really take that sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm for sure. And I feel like I gotta at least give myself a full season in the G League to get a call up before I just go overseas.
Right.
A lot of times once players go overseas, there ain't no coming back.
Right.
So I don't know. I feel like I belong in the NBA. So I gotta give myself a fair shot.
All right. And you see, what do you feel like? Talk about let's talk about life in the G League. How is that? Cause you feel me? I hear sometimes y'all don't live in the best conditions and stuff like.
Nah, I made that face. Let me correct myself. Some teams don't.
Right.
I heard I got some like girls that play for like some teams that don't. In New York, we living good.
Yeah, living good.
Yeah, nice house apartment, we good.
Right.
They taking care of us over there, so shout out to them.
Right. So I ain't gonna lie. I seen this one moment, bro. I forgot what team you was playing, but you was at the you was on the left side and you crossed him out, and he fell to the ground and you made the shot and you just ran back humbly. Like, how come y'all don't be going crazy, bro? Like, I'll be on some Lance Stevens shit or Nick Young just talking crazy, acting animated if I was out there. How you remain so like?
I don't know, bro. I think that's just my demeanor. Like, I'm like that with everything. Bro.
Right.
I don't really never get too animated, never get too low. Like, I'm always just steady.
Right.
But like stuff like that, I be expecting to do. So it's like I ain't.
You ain't surprised. Yeah, that's a fact.
I expected him to do that.
That's a fact. So going to this next season, what's your goals for this next season?
I just want to be the best player, offensively, defensively, offensively on the court, bro. Like, that's it. Like, just as impactful on defense as I am on offense. That's really my goal.
When at the end of the season, does your coach tell you stuff that you need to work on and stuff like that?
Last year, mine was I just had to improve my shot, more consistent with my shot, and just being a dog. Like, they just want. Basically, I'm too cool, bro. I gotta be
Right, you gotta be dominant. That's fine. How does it feel to see guys like Isaiah Stewart in the league? Anthony Lynn got a couple calls out. Nathan's playing for the Jazz Summer League. Who else am I missing?
Nas played for Atlanta Summer League.
Nas played for Atlanta Summer League. That's the most guy. Like, honestly, before I say it was like nobody in the league for a good couple years. Probably since like Glenn. What's the dude from Rochester's name? Glenn Hagan or something like that.
I think it was.
Nah, matter of fact, it might have been John Wallace. John Wallace. So for a good year, we didn't have nobody in the G League. We didn't have nobody. I'm lying. We had Dame Miller, but besides that, we didn't really have nobody like in the league or close to the league, but now we got like 5, 6, 7 guys close to the league. How does it feel?
Dude, that shit fire. I ain't gonna lie. Like, we used to talk about this working out growing up. Like, we all gonna be in there one day. You know? That shit fire. And now we all, like, a couple of us in there, a couple of us knocking at the door.
Right.
That shit fire. We all gonna be in that gym in a couple of years. So I'm not gonna know.
Nah, that's fire. That's fire. So I ain't gonna lie, I talked a lot about basketball and stuff like that with you, bro. What's some of the like the music you listen to before the games, or like what puts you in your mood?
Bro, my playlist be all over the place, bro. For real, I go from like singing Juice WRLD songs to a Lil Durk song.
Right.
Like, I go all over the place. But really though, before the games, bro, I really like will bump like my Rochester friends, bro. Like.
So let's some of the people might know who you bumping.
My bro Pool.
Final Pool, shout out Final Pool.
Lock. Growing up, it was Chizzy.
Yeah.
Chizzy, Kels, my son Goo, R.I.P.
Alright, my son Goo.
Yeah, bro, like them, like if you look at my phone, bro, like my top 100, they feeling now, so they all. I
ain't gonna lie, even what's called Hendo and is it Hendo? No, it's a lot of band. They got a song named after you.
Hendo and Rex shouted me out in the
yeah.
Hendo, I be bumping my song heavy now.
Yeah.
That's my dog.
No, that's fire. That's fire. But besides playing basketball, what do you be into? Like, what's your like a day in QRose without basketball? Like, what you into?
Ain't no day in QRose without basketball. I ain't gonna lie. I play ball every day. But besides that, bro, I just be chilling with the bros, trying to stay out the way.
Right.
Find me a little shorty or two.
Right.
I don't do too much.
Right. What about for like movies and stuff like that? What type of movies you be into?
I went to the movies last night. I ain't gonna lie. That new Orphan, that joint was fire.
I ain't gonna lie. I heard a lot of people talk about that.
I heard a lot of people say it was trash, but I was really in there like locked in though. Like really.
That's how you know a movie though, cause I ain't gonna lie. If I go to the movie, sometimes I catch myself on my phone all the time. That's how you know a movie. That's how I know you're fire. That's fire. So, I appreciate you for sitting down and doing this interview with me, though, bro.
I appreciate you for having me, bro.
All right. Can you shout out Best Point of View TV one time?
Shout out my bro, Best. Y'all tune in. We got that fire for y'all.
All right, here we go.
Check it. Trials and tribulations, I'm just trying to live my life, hoping I make the right decisions, cause I wanna live it right. I remember nights, no sleep, feeling weaker than 7 days. Now I'm using my clever ways to make sure my songs getting played, but these niggas doubt me, they think I'm not gonna make it, but soon I'm gonna be rich and happy, and girl getting naked. I promise you I'm the best, supreme Nakshi, I'm on the rise, smoking dope and I'm getting high, spirit she floating to the sky. I wonder, is they gon' think I'm a joke because